Hello lovely yoga students, and welcome to this week's video. So this is the first week of January 2024, and so new beginnings, the start of a brand new year. So we're going to begin on a really positive note by trying to cultivate prana. So that's universal life force that is all around us and also within us. So we can try to see if we can bring more of it into the body and keep it there. So we're going to try and do that all the way through the practice while we're doing the postures. But we're going to begin with doing a little bit of breathing. So finding a comfortable seat. I'm sitting up here on my ball and my block in a kneeling position, but if you want to sit cross-legged, that's fine, or you can have your legs out in front or even be in a chair. So just make sure that you're comfortable, having the hands gently on the legs, closing the eyes or lowering the gaze if you're comfortable to do so, and bringing the awareness into the nose. So we're just breathing in naturally and gently, in and out through the nose. Lovely. And then we're going to begin to elongate the exhale a little bit. So as you exhale, you can begin to take a count. So this could be a count of 2 or 4 or 6. So just whatever feels comfortable to you. So I'm going to invite you then to begin to take a count onto the inhale that's a little bit shorter than the exhale. So it might be 1 count shorter or 2 counts shorter, whatever feels okay with you. And the idea is that as we exhale, we're letting go of a bit more, and as we inhale, we're inhaling up, but we're trying not to inhale right up to the very top. So just working gently with yourself with what feels right for you. And then as we are exhaling, I'm going to invite you to begin to engage the muscles of the pelvic floor. This is the muscles that stop you going to the toilet, also known as the Mula Bandha. So as you're exhaling, you are contracting these muscles together, trying not to also tense the rest of the body up. And as you inhale, you let go of it. So just working with that. Beautiful. So as we're inhaling, we can imagine ourselves drawing prana, universal life force, in through the body. So upwards, but also inwards, through into the body. And as we exhale, we can imagine ourselves just letting go, dropping anything that doesn't serve us. So we don't have to know what that is, but just allowing anything that doesn't serve us to drop into the earth. So this is apana. So any rubbish that we don't need, we can just allow it to drop into the earth. Beautiful. So as we're breathing in with our shorter count, we're breathing prana into the body. As we are exhaling, we're contracting those muscles, which is helping us to hold the prana in the body, but we're allowing anything that doesn't serve us to drop into the earth. So we'll just work with that for a couple more breaths. Wonderful. So now I'm going to invite you to come and lie down on your back into semi-supine with your knees bent and your heels behind the bottom. Beautiful. So landing here with your heels behind the bottom, knees bent, hands down by the sides with the palms facing down, and we're just doing that breath that we were doing. So exhaling, and as we exhale, we're engaging the muscles of the pelvic floor, but we're also dropping the lower spine, so allowing the abdomen to really drop down, And then as we inhale, just coming back to a natural shape with the spine. Exhale. So this is called a pelvic tilt, as you drop the lower spine down to the earth. And as you inhale, allowing everything to let go. So we're going to exhale again, drop the lower spine into the ground. And then as we inhale, we're going to lift the arms up and over the head to touch the ground behind you. So then you're going to exhale again, engaging the Mula Bandha, taking the lower spine down to the ground. Inhale, rising the arms up. And this time, when you come down with the hands, I'm going to invite you to bring your right knee into the chest, interlace the fingers, take hold of it with both hands, and take the other leg long along the mat, pushing through the heel of both feet. And from here, we're going to rotate that top ankle one way and then the other a couple of times. And then we're going to inhale, take both feet long, bring arms up above the head, pointing through the fingers, pointing through the toes into stick toe. And then as we exhale, we're going to bring that knee into the chest, the opposite knee rather, into the chest, pushing through the heels. And then we're going to rotate the top foot. So we're going to do this again on both sides. So inhaling, stick pose, pointing through fingers and toes. Exhale, pushing through both heels and rotating that top foot when you're ready. Inhaling up, stick pose here, exhaling the other knee up and pushing through both heels for a moment and then rotating the top heel. Wonderful. So I'm going to invite you now to bring both knees into the chest, taking a little rock from side to side. And we're going to do a little bit of a supine twist, just to gently here. So we're going to drop the feet down onto the ground, bringing the arms out at shoulder height. Drop the knees down one way, it doesn't matter which way you go, and take the gaze over the other hand. And then inhaling up through the centre, dropping the knees the other way, looking in the opposite direction. Wonderful. So then just bring everything up together, take another little rock around, and then we're going to roll over and I will meet you in all fours. So I really like to pad my knees here. So I would invite that, but you don't have to. So we're taking knees directly under the hips, hands slightly in front of the shoulders, and we're going to be... So as we do these movements in all fours, cat and cow, see if you can keep engaging the Mula Bandha, the muscles of the pelvic floor. So on the exhale, see if you can keep on bringing those muscles into the movements. Inhaling, looking forward, dropping the spine down towards the ground. And then exhaling, taking the spine to the ceiling, looking between the knees. Hat falls off. Inhaling, just repeating that a few times in your own time. And then we're going to come back to a neutral spine, so maybe just exhaling one more time. Then come into a neutral spine, and here we're going to take a balance. So we're going to inhale, take one leg back, it doesn't matter which one you do, pushing through the heel of that foot. And then we're going to lift the opposite arm and see if you can, how long you can balance there, simply. And then we're going to exhale and we're going to take this hand. You can either bring the hand down if this feels too much, or you can take it up behind you, bringing that knee towards the nose, arm up behind. And then we're going to come through, do that again. So pushing through the heel, stretching through the fingers, trying to stay balanced. And then exhale, nose to knee, arm up behind. One more time. And then we're going to drop that hand down, drop that foot down, and we're going to do it on the other side. So inhaling, that foot goes back, pushing through the heel, other hand coming forward. Taking a couple of breaths there. And then we're going to exhale, nose to knee, hand up behind. Oh, she says, nearly falling over. Inhaling all the way through. I've got my back toes tucked, which can really help to balance a little bit. Wonderful. So once more, and then everything coming down, and we're going to just come back, walk back into the toe squat. So just toes are tucked, dropping my bottom down onto the heels. If this is too much, you can always come up and just take a bit of weight into the heels. Putting my hat back on. Beautiful. So we're going to do something slightly different, coming back to all fours again, and this time we're going to bring one knee out and around. So we're keeping the knee bent, but we're taking some big circles all the way round, one way, a couple of times, and then all the way back and round the other way a couple of times. And we're just going to do that on the other leg. And back round the other way. From here, we're going to tuck the toes and we're going to lift the hips and come gently up into the dog. So I'm going to invite you to just do whatever you want to do here. I'm doing a little bit of walking the dog, so taking one heel down and then the other. And I'm going to have a little bit of a wiggle, so you might want to do that. And then coming right up onto the tiptoes, hat falls off again. And we're going to just gently, see if we can just drop the heels a little bit, keeping a little bend in the knees, so we're not trying to have straight knees. And from here, inhaling up, and then as we exhale, see if you can really engage that Mula Bandha here. Beautiful. So dropping the head down, just letting the weight of the head go. Dropping everything down through the feet and the hands. And then from here we're just going to come down, take a little rest. So we're going to take knees out a little bit wide, big toes together. And we're just going to drop down into the child pose. So you can have head on the hands or you can have arms out and drop down, take some big sighs out. So from here we're going to come back up to the dog, and then we're going to do something a little bit different. So we're going to tuck the toes, inhale, taking the hips back again. And then we're going to inhale, lift the right leg up, bend that leg, and we're going to take some big circles with that knee, just like we did when we were kneeling. And then going the other way. And then now we're going to exhale and see if we can bring this foot through. So if it's impossible to do that, you can come down and then step the leg through. But if it feels like you could bring that foot through and then kneel down, just doing what's right for you. Put the hat back on. So we're going to bring both hands onto this front knee. Inhale, rising up through the crown chakra. And as we exhale and lunge forward, we're going to engage the Mula Bandha again. So bringing in the prana. Beautiful. So then from here we're going to inhale and see if we can bring this hand all the way back. So we're coming into a twist. So I've got the same hand as knee together, and I've got my toes tucked, and I'm trying to look at this hand coming into a twist. So only if it feels possible for you, see if you can lift that back foot. It might not be, and it's fine if not. So then from here, we're going to come back into the lunge. Then we're going to drop down, one hand either side of that foot. And then inhaling, we're going to drop back into the half split here. So you don't have to get the knee straight, just do what you can. And then we're going to roll back on that heel. And only if there's any room at all, you can just let the weight of the head go. Wonderful. So then we're going to come round and do the whole thing on the other side. So again, from all fours, remembering to try and engage the Mula Bandha as we move through these poses. So inhaling and exhaling, we're going to lift up into the dog, taking a moment here. So then we're going to raise the left leg, taking a bend there, and take 2 big circles with that knee, and then back round the other way. And then again, either bringing this knee down and then coming through, or if you feel that you can scoot that foot through, which I'm just beginning to be able to do, that's great. And then we can drop the other knee down, raising up, and then exhaling and lunging forward, engaging the Mula Bandha as we lunge forward. This is really opening up this back hip. Beautiful. Being here for a moment. Breathing, engaging the Mula Bandha on the exhale. And then we're going to inhale and see if we can come round into this twist. Looking at the back arm, it might feel really different on this side. It does for me. And then from here, only if it feels okay for you, see if you can lift that back foot. It might not be okay. If it's not, please don't do it. Beautiful. Then we're going to come back to this lunge. And then we're going to drop down, one hand either side of this foot. And then moving the body back on the inhale into the half splits. Doing what you can do here. You don't have to straighten that front leg unless it's okay for you. And then we're going to roll back on the heel, and then if there's any room at all to drop the weight of the head down, then you can do that. Wonderful. Well done, everybody. So from here, we're going to come up to standing. Lovely. So finding your comfortable Tadasana here. We're going to look down at the feet, make sure they're pointing forwards. Maybe roll back with the shoulders a little bit. Just coming into the gentle, natural breath as you stand here. So we're rising up strongly, and we're also rooting down deeply through the feet. Lovely. So we're going to find our way to the back of the mat, facing the short edge, and we're going to do just a couple of little warriors here and a few other bits. So we're going to inhale and step forward with the right foot, and then just drop back onto the left heel, which will probably mean that you'll need to turn that heel in a little bit. We've got the front leg bent, and so when I'm looking down to my knee, I can still just see my big toe, and that's where I know I'm in the right place. Moving the shoulders so that they're facing forwards, and then from here I'm going to inhale and look up between the hands, warrior one, breathing here. And as you're exhaling, see if you can engage the Mula Bandha here. Couple more breaths. And then on an inhale, we're going to open up to warrior two. So we're keeping the gaze looking forwards, but we've moved this hand back and we're opening the chest. And again, on the exhale, sinking down, seeing if you can engage the Mula Bandha on the exhale. So we're going to turn the head and look over the back arm, and then turning the head again back to the front arm. Beautiful. Then from here we're going to flip the front palm, and then we're going to inhale up and then exhale over to reversed warrior. Then we're going to cartwheel the arms all the way round, coming to rest that elbow onto that front knee. So this is into side angle bend. So you can either have your arm up like this, looking up at the top arm, or if you've got the flexibility, you can bring your arm over like this. I find that quite hard. And then from here, we're going to bring that arm up again, and we're going to straighten that front leg, coming gently into the triangle. So just come to where's right for you, right? So it might be that you're up here, and that's fine. And looking up at the top arm. And then to get out of it, we're going to bend that front knee and come back to face the front. So from here, we're going to do the whole thing on the other side. So coming to the back of the mat again. And this time we're going to step forward with the left foot and dropping that back heel down, bending that front leg so you can just see the big toe, and just make sure that this is a comfortable place for you here. Shoulders pointing forwards, and then we're going to inhale the arms up, and again thinking about the Mula Bandha, looking between the arms as we exhale, seeing if we can engage those muscles. Letting go on the inhale. Couple more breaths here. And then on an inhale, we're going to open to warrior two again. So keeping the gaze going forward along that front arm. And again, as you exhale, dropping down through the floor, engaging the Mula Bandha. And then we're going to flip that front palm and inhaling, coming up, looking up at that front arm, and then exhale, see if you can take a side bend over to go back over your back leg. And then we're going to cartwheel the arms all the way over, coming down with the elbow onto that front knee. And again, either looking up over the top arm, or if it feels good for you to bring that arm over, then doing that, trying to root down through both feet, exhaling Mula Bandha. And then we're going to inhale, straighten this front leg, take that arm up, other arm coming down towards this leg but not touching it, so that's cheating, and then looking up at the top arm, breathing here. Beautiful. And then we're going to bend that front knee to come out of it before we come back to our Tadasana. Beautiful. So we'll come down and do a couple of counter poses before we do a little relaxation. So coming back down into semi-supine, heels behind the bottom, hands down by the sides there. And we're going to exhale, take the lower spine down to the ground in a pelvic tilt, and then inhale, lifting the hips. We're going to come up gently into the bridge. Making sure that you keep the knees together as you come up, then coming down on the exhale, again engaging the Mula Bandha. And we can do that again, so exhaling, taking the spine to the floor, inhaling. This time if you want to, you can lift the arms up as you lift the hips. Keeping the knees close together, they don't have to be touching, but close together. And then exhaling, coming down. And then we're just going to do another little supine twist like we did at the beginning. But if you want to, you can either keep the feet down to do this, or you can bring the feet up into the top, into the chest, taking the arms out to the side, and dropping the heels down to one side. Inhaling back up and going down to the other way. Beautiful. So from here you can just do whatever you want. You might want to do a big stretch, you might want to have a rock around on the back. And then when you've done a little bit of whatever you want to do, we can come down into our Shavasana. So feet about mat width apart, just let the feet flop out to the sides, arms down by the sides with the palms facing up, and just let everything go, dropping down, relaxing the body, just let everything go. No need to do anything, no need to go anywhere. Stay here for at least a couple of minutes. It's really good to stay here as long as you can. Eyes closed, natural breath, no need to control anything, just being. Don't move just because I do. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. So if you would like to support me, you can subscribe to my channel, you can give me a like, make a comment, that would be amazing. And if you'd really like to support me, then you're welcome to make a donation for the video, and you can contact me by email and I can let you know how to do that. So have a beautiful beginning of 2024 and lots of love to everybody. Namaste.